Howdy folks. Now, just about everyone who sees this new Pocket Osmo 3 seems to want one, and it's had, from what I've seen, nothing but rave reviews. I want to add with some meaningful content for you guys that will help you make a purchasing decision. So to do that, we're going to compare it to the Pocket 2 Osmo. We're going to give you side-by-side comparisons of how the stabilization works, the low light, the built-in audio, the bokeh, the stills quality as well. And I'm going to give you a bunch of sample files, both video clips and stills, that you can download and pixel peep for yourselves. Let's jump in. So the Osmo 3 has a slightly slower aperture than the 2, but it has a much bigger sensor. So let's see how they do with closest focus and how's the background blur look as I get in insanely close. I don't know what the limit is. All right, let's test the active track on these guys. I'm not very fast, so this isn't really a big test. The new one got fucked up, huh? Hey buddy, there you are. Don't forget folks, you can download sample stills and video files to pixel peep for yourself. Whilst you're over at learn.mattgranger.com, check out my brand new photographer's guide to Iceland. Welcome. 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 Welcome to Iceland. Steph and I show you around all of my favorite photography destinations, showing you the best time of day to visit, what equipment you're going to need, the different options you have at different seasons through the year. The course includes 5 hours of 4K content, as well as a comprehensive guidebook available as a PDF or ebook that you can take along to prepare your perfect travel photography adventure. Check it out, details are in the description below. Let's try another little active track test. I just watched that David and Victoria Beckham thing, so I think I got this. Oh, oh, I fucking destroyed it. I totally did. I see the battery. Oh shit, Matt. Luckily, I bought the DJI care package, so that afternoon I put in a claim and the next morning sent it off for replacement.
3 days later.
I'm kind of torn. Do you get back on the horse or do you learn the lesson? I think we all know the answer. Anywhere but the camera, Matthew. Pretty close. So taking a look at these guys, two things jump out at you. The first one is bigger in every dimension. The camera is significantly bigger. It's bigger, wider, longer, everything is bigger. But you'll note this bottom part, this is just the optional that you need to connect via a tripod or that kind of thing, whereas the old one didn't need that. If you're using the external battery, that makes it even taller again. Next thing you'll notice is the screen, and this is a huge difference. Comparing the two, it's like going to an old cell phone that used to play Snake on and then looking at a brand new iPhone or one of those multi-screen LG things. Night and day, the kind of brightness and clarity to be able to actually see what you're doing. This is still a tiny screen, but it makes this generation 2 look like an absolute joke. But there's actually a lot more differences here, and it kicks off with the sensor. The new one is sporting a 1-inch sensor, same as you would find in the really high-end point-and-shoot cameras, and that allows it to have better bokeh. The new guy is 9.4 megapixels. Whereas generation 2 was 64 megapixel for stills. The sensor size is almost double, the previous having a 1/1.7 sensor. The new one charges in half an hour versus 1.25 hours. It's 50% heavier and 50% more expensive, but is it actually 50% better? That's what we're gonna find out today. So the Creators Combo also comes with this 0.75 wide angle magnifier that takes you out to 15 mil. They're just magnets on, and now you should see me a lot wider. Let's see, on, off. Can you see the difference? I haven't actually compared them myself, but kind of neat that it just comes with it if the image quality is any good. Okay folks, so we're back in a really dark studio to film the conclusion as a final low light test on these guys and for the built-in mic. Just FYI, my full frame camera that you're seeing me on now is at ISO 1250 at f2.8 to get an exposure in here. So these little guys will be struggling most likely. Now, in terms of the inbuilt audio, now you're hearing me on my Nikon camera. Now let's switch over to the new Osmo 3. how does it sound? Same distance away from me. And now let's listen on the Osmo 2. How is that sounding? Is there any noticeable difference between the two? Overall, I have to say, I think they're both pretty cool. And if you're a content creator, I can see the appeal of these. We have these both in face tracking right now, so let's see how they do. I've found throughout that they were both quite impressive, but that the old guy was, like it is now, a bit laggier and easier to get lost, especially if you moved quickly and then you left the frame. It just wouldn't find you again. But still both doing fairly well. For me, it's a no-brainer. The much bigger screen and the bigger sensor are worth it alone, before you get into the fact that it's got the built-in mic receiver and the new video formats and all of that good stuff. I really think the 3 is an absolute winner of a product. But if you've recently just bought the 2, is it worth the upgrade? It's really hard to say because I don't know your budget and what your requirements are. For a lot of people, it's going to come down to the image quality, so make sure you download those sample video and stills files so you can pixel peep them and try and work with the videos in a timeline to see if there's a noticeable difference for you. For me, the files of the 3 are overall better, but if it comes down to size and weight and price for you, then the 2 is the obvious winner. In either case, do get yourself the DJI Care, really impressive service, and learn from my mistake. Don't confuse your action camera with a soccer goalkeeper. It can't take the full force of the ball. Let me know any questions you guys have, and we'll see you soon.